You know, one question I haven't asked anybody yet, and I'm curious about is for DJs who are kind of just starting out, just starting to travel. Obviously, touring is really expensive. I mean, if you're in a band, it's even more expensive because you've got a lot of people. But if you're just starting to travel, do you have any advice for people on how to kind of keep expenses down? You know, even if you're getting a pretty good payday and all that.
Well, it depends on your lifestyle, really, because what happens is that when you start traveling, you're really excited, so you don't care if you're sitting back in the bathroom on a plane and if you're staying in a 2-star hotel. That's in the beginning.
Right.
But then eventually you realize that you can't really rest if you're not comfortable when you're flying. You can't really be rested if you take 3 connections to get to a city.
Right.
Which often is cheaper. So you're going to try to get the direct flight, which sometimes is more expensive.
Right.
Then you're probably going to find more comfort if you feel like at home when you get in a hotel room. Because if it's every weekend, you know, you start needing like your comfort, your cozy thing, cozy. I've always been mixed up in English. What is it?
The what?
Cozy or
Cozy.
Cozy.
Yeah.
And then, you know, eventually when it's every weekend, you start like upgrading that desire of comfort, which is not snobism. I think it's normal because you're always on the road. You don't get to sleep eventually. It gets
Yeah, you don't want to
tired.
be in some bad motel. You
Eventually,
have a nice,
you want to have
comfortable bed
better and better. So that's how it happens that you can save money, but you get to a point where you could, but you just don't do it because you start upgrading. You know, every request that you have for airlines, you want to fly your airlines because you get the miles, and if you get the miles, you get the status, and if you get the status, you don't need to go there 2 hours in advance because if you're not flying business class and you're flying economy, when you have a status, you can check in the business class line, which means that you don't have to do a 2 hours lineup.
Right.
But and that means you can sleep 1 more hour after your gig. That all these things seems very hard to understand, but they make a big difference. So if you want to fly only one airline, obviously you need to pay more money because flights are always, you know, not always flexible. Blah 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 blah. And then it's a chain of things that goes like that. And so an advice is it's not really an advice. There's always a way to save money, but if you get more and more and more and more work, and you want to, you know, be on the road all the time. The advice is, I can say, save money as much as you want, but good luck, you know.
You're right.
So
on the other end of it, it's more about negotiating maybe a better fee for your service.
Yeah, but that's the agent does that. It's always supposed to do that. I mean, obviously the best deal is always like having a gig and flights on top. But more and more, before it used to be only in North America or in America in general. They just give you a fixed fee and you do what you want with it.
Right.
And in Europe, usually they negotiate flights on top, but more and more, even in Europe, it's like they just give you a fixed fee and you do what you want. Right. So if you wanna fly EasyJet or you wanna fly like a Concorde, it's your problem. You can do what you want. That's the fee you have, and you work it out.